Hello, dear friends. Ken Graves here with God's Sword. It's Monday, the 10th of June, the year 2024. We begin now our journey through Hosea. The prophet Hosea is, of all the prophets, one to be the most pitied, to be the least envied, in my opinion. Of all of the prophets, and they all suffer, all who live godly in Christ will suffer persecution. All of the prophets were treated as if they were traitors to their nation. They are prophets who had to deliver the bad news that judgment of God was going to come because of Israel's idolatry. But nobody, all right, I understand that Isaiah was sawed in two. That's how he came to an end. Ezekiel having to play out sort of a charade, laying on his side day after day after day, hundreds of days, living sort of as a perpetual, prophetic play. But Hosea's life, his whole heart and being become a prophetic message, a very painful one, in my opinion. Hosea prophesies through a period of 6 kings, when you factor in all of the kings of the northern kingdom. Remember, after the days of Solomon, Israel was divided north from south. They had a bit of a civil war, and the north came to be referred to as Israel, and the southern kingdom, though it was made up of both Judah and Benjamin, came to be known as Judah. It is during that divided kingdom that Hosea ministers in the north. And it is interesting, too, that he, for the benefit of readers of his prophecy that were in Judah, he informs them of the period of time. Around 722, the northern kingdom will fall to the Assyrian Empire. The Assyrians will be the very tool of God's judgment against an idolatrous Israel. Jeroboam II was a surprisingly good leader, though certainly not godly. But he was effective as a leader, and the kingdom, the northern kingdom, prospered under his leadership. But the prosperity didn't produce any good spiritual fruit. In fact, just the opposite. They were more idolatrous, more distant from God as a result of, that prosperity and relative peace. So again, around the year 722 BC, they would fall, and Hosea's ministry goes right up to the end of the northern kingdom. It goes all the way to the sort of cliff that kingdom dropped off of, the judgment of God happening for their idolatry. So what does God call Hosea to do? Let's read and find out. The word of Yahweh, which came to Hosea, the son of Beeri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel. So again, parallel dynasties, north and south, Judah versus Israel. When Yahweh first spoke through Hosea, Yahweh said to Hosea, "Go take for yourself a wife of harlotry, and have children of harlotry, for the land commits flagrant harlotry, forsaking Yahweh." So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblaim. And she conceived, and gave birth to a son for him. And Yahweh said to him, name him Jezreel, for yet a little while, and I will visit the bloodshed of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu. And I will cause the kingdom of the house of Israel to cease. And it will be in that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel. So the name Jezreel has significance. The name means scattered, and the name would inform Jeroboam the second that his dynasty will end and the judgment of God is going to come. God will, in the lifetime of Hosea's son Jezreel, God will bring judgment upon the house of Jehu. But that also it would be in the valley, the plain of Jezreel. In the statement, I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel. So the word becomes a prophetic message. His name becomes prophecy. But let's go back to the fact that God called a man to take a wife of harlotry, to marry a prostitute. And the reason for it is because the land is committing flagrant harlotry, forsaking Yahweh. So the spiritual adultery of the northern kingdom of Israel moves God to call a prophet to play the part of him toward an unfaithful bride. Oh, the pain that, I can only imagine the pain that Hosea would have to endure. But it's the fellowship of the Lord suffering. The Lord hurts. His heart is broken by his unfaithful wife. Verse 6 says, then she conceived again and gave birth to a daughter. And Yahweh said to him, name her Lo Ruhamah. I will no longer have compassion on the house of Israel, that I would ever forgive them. So the name Lo Ruhamah literally translated as no mercy. Every time her name was spoken, it was a message to the northern kingdom that they will, as a kingdom, be destroyed. There'll be no mercy. In verse 7, but I will have compassion on the house of Judah and save them by Yahweh their God, and I will not save them by bow, sword, battle horses, or horsemen. Then she weaned Lo Ruhamah, and she conceived and gave birth to a son. And Yahweh said, name him Lo Ami, for you are not my people, and I'm not your God. It's a painful story. It really is. Son Jezreel, our daughter Lo Ruhamah, and our son Lo Ami. You're not my people. And it may even be the case that, Lo Ami is not actually Hosea's biological son. For his wife has continued in her prostitution. It may well be that it was obvious that Lo Ami was not Hosea's offspring. Painful. Verse 10, yet the number of the sons of Israel will be like the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered, cannot be measured or numbered. And it will be that in the place where it is said to them, you're not my people, it will be said to them, you are the sons of the living God. And the sons of Judah and the sons of Israel will be gathered together, and they will set for themselves one head, and they will go out from the land, for great will be the day of Jezreel. So in the middle of all of the pain, Hosea's pain, as he was sharing Yahweh's pain, in the middle of all the pain, there is still this merciful promise. There's still this prophecy of good. So Hosea's story just begins here with chapter 1. It's not very long, but just try to imagine the pain that if Hosea is actually going to play his part, just consider this. He cannot just simply go marry a prostitute. He has to, if he's going to really play his part, if he's going to actually play the part of Yahweh, then he has to also love her. Got to point that out to you? That if he's going to play the part of Yahweh toward an unfaithful bride, Israel, then his heart has to break, and he has to actually love her. And I believe he does. And that what we just read, the conception and birth of 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter, contain more pain for everybody here involved than we can actually, I think, appreciate. Not just Hosea. A daughter with a name, No Mercy. A son with a name, You're Not My People. Yet I actually believe that playing the part of Yahweh, Hosea will win these children and will love them. And he will love and hurt for Gomer, his wife. Take a wife of harlotry. Man. So he went and took Gomer, daughter of Diblaim. Everyone in the story hurts. But in the end, there is hope. There is indeed hope. So, you'll see. God will even change their names. God will even order the name change that he originally ordered, because that is how he is. It's how God is. There's your study for today, and got a long stretch of being home. My travels are over for a while, so we'll be more consistent, and I appreciate your patience, all of you. If I can answer a question, please let me know. And I'm still looking for men. We're adding to the number, but still looking for men who want to join me in November visiting Israel, demonstrating our support, and particularly visiting and supporting Messianic pastors. It's going to be a man trip. I've mentioned it before. If you're interested, please email me. Let me know. KenGraves@ccbangor.org. It's a man trip. Okay? This is us leaving our wives and children home. Israel is at a time of war. It's not going to be a typical hustle from one biblical site to the other on a bus. We're going to stick around and just pray and meditate and experience the land. Do a little hiking, and it's my intention to get us on the water, not in the typical, big giant boat, but actually in some personal watercraft, so we can find a spot on the shore of Galilee and spend time with Christ. So if you're interested, let me know. All right. Grace and peace to you all.